When navigating your employees' retirement benefits, there's a whole range of different tools you can use. Between HSA, ESPP, 401k, Mega Backdoor 401k, it's really an endless number of acronyms that can get a bit overwhelming when looking at them one by one. And therefore, we found it's really helpful to simplify things and bring it together with a bit of a hierarchy in terms of what tools to prioritize and use, and when others may be a fit or may not, and how to approach those. And so I'm going to go over the different tiers across many employer plans that you should be thinking about as you're trying to plan for your own retirement savings and work optionality, and make sure your hard-earned savings is working hard for you as well. And so the first kind of base of the pyramid, when we think of the hierarchy, we view as your regular 401k. And for regular, this could be a pre-tax traditional 401k, where the money you put in is before taxes and saves you up front. Or it could be a Roth 401k, where there's no upfront tax savings, but all the gains and growth over time is tax-free. So you save tax on the back end. And so for 2024, you could put 23,500 into one of these vehicles. And if you're age 50 or above, you could do another 7,500 on top of that. So that takes you to 30,500. The real magic with the regular 401k is most companies have an employer contribution or match. For example, Microsoft matches 50% of every dollar that you put in on that first 23,500. So on top of the money you're contributing, you get the supercharge benefit of your company also contributing funds, and that could really, add up in a hurry. And so that's one of the rare cases, right, where it's actually a free lunch, and that's free money that you're getting by taking advantage of that company contribution. Once you've kind of graduated from the first rung of that pyramid, the next level is the HSA, the health savings account. This is not for everybody. You need to be in a high deductible health plan for it to make sense. And first and foremost, you want to make sure you're in the right employer health plan for yourself and your family. But if it is a fit, this could be a great way to really supercharge your tax efficient savings. And so the way an HSA health savings account works is if you're on a family plan, you can contribute 7,300 between what you and your employer put in for 2024. If you're on an individual health plan, you could put in half of that amount. So 4,150 between you and your employer. And then on top of that, if you're age 55 or above, you could put another $1,000 in. And so this has two big benefits. First off, you get what's called a triple tax advantage, where the money that you put in, like a traditional 401k, is pre-tax and saves you up front. All the growth in your HSA also grows tax-free, and it comes out without taxes as long as it's used, for approved health type expenses. And there's a really wide range of what's permissible. So it could be anything from Medicare premiums in your 60s to reading glasses or braces for your kids, for example. And so it could be you're going to use it. Let's say there's plenty of different ways to. What's also great about the health savings account, in addition to the triple tax advantage, is many employers such as Microsoft, Boeing will contribute funds to that. And so again, that's free money from your employer that you're taking advantage of. I do want to note real quick, we commonly see people use these wrong in our view. To really get the most benefit, you want to establish growth in your HSA, because the growth is tax-free if used correctly. And therefore, while yes, you can use it for year-to-year expenses, medical expenses that come up, ideally you would kind of let this accrue for a number of years, and that could help cover that very expensive health cost that you're going to see in retirement and really help earmark funds for that. Okay, so after the 401k and the HSA, the next level that we're big fans of is a Mega Backdoor Roth. And hence the name, this could have big time tax savings and really, fast track your retirement. So with your regular 401k, you could put in 23,000. If you're age 50, 30,500 that you can contribute. On top of that, your employer will contribute funds as well. The way the Mega Backdoor works is that you can add additional funds in terms of what's called an after-tax character. And the after tax can be converted to Roth immediately. So it's another way to add additional funds to your Roth. In total, $69,000 can go into your 401k for 2024 between what you and your employer put in. And therefore, for many companies, that leaves another $30,000 or so on top of your initial contributions, your employer contributions, to use up that entire mega backdoor. And that is incredibly powerful. Another $30,000 a year in that, tax-free growth bucket of a Roth can really tip the scales in a positive way for your retirement picture. Once you've done the mega backdoor Roth, and we're getting to the tip top of the hierarchy here, stock purchase plans can be great. Your ESPP. Commonly, for example, at Microsoft, you could purchase up to $15,000 a year of Microsoft stock through your ESPP at a 10% discount. And so this tends to be our favorite way to hold company stock, given you get that embedded discount in there. And then you could let it accrue to avoid the capital gains for quite a while based on your picture. And so that is another great way where, again, you're getting that discount from your employer to add money in a tax advantage stance. As we bring it all together, and I show my screen here, you could see when you add up all these different levels of the hierarchy, that could be $100,000 going into your retirement work optionality savings each year in a tax advantaged or discounted way. And this is a really big deal and can move the needle a lot when we look at retirement savings. Couple of notes. I do not have deferred comp on here. That can also be a great strategy, though it's not for everybody. So it's something I'd be happy to talk about if you want to explore that for you. And on top of this pyramid, you could put another $8,000 a year if you're age 50, $7,000 under 50, into what's called a backdoor Roth IRA, which is another way, even for higher earners, to add to their retirement savings in a tax advantage way. Again, on that one, you got to be careful if you have other outside IRA accounts. So something that we'd be happy to look at too. But nonetheless, this is a great way to really, move the needle in a big time fashion towards your retirement savings. Lastly, I did want to say $100,000 is a lot for anybody to save in a given year, let alone $30,000 is, a ton. And so don't be discouraged if you're looking at this and you're saying, gosh, I can't put away $100,000, right? I'm, barely getting by, filling up my regular 401k. When we look at your financial picture, we're looking at the total pie together. And what that means is that, whether money's in a Roth, a brokerage account, a stock awards account that's kind of built up over time, we want to have it in the right composition to really maximize the growth and reduce your taxes. And so, for example, in many cases, you may have accrued a lot of Microsoft or Amazon or company stock over the years that you've kind of just let build up. This could be a great way to take some of those profits from the stock to fund this pyramid and add in a tax advantage method, which can help offset the capital gains from a stock sale and also allow you to diversify your investments and your tax character. And so, yes, if you have $100,000 extra disposable income every year laying around, this could be a great, way to, leverage that for your benefit in your future. But, no matter where you land, there's a lot of different methods to use your total pie to take advantage of these different tools and levers that we can use. I hope you found this video helpful and helped simplify a way to think about your different retirement tools. As always, please feel free to shoot me a message. We'd love to hear your feedback and happy to weigh in if you have any questions on your own personal picture that we might be able to help out with. Thanks again for tuning in.